And today we're gonna talk about Driven Bootcamp. You know, it's over. It was crazy. We are the Ferraris of seminars. All those other old school seminars that are boring, that are just to go cheat on your wife. Those are rip.
Because I know that the faster you move, the more things you can get done in 1 day, 1 hour, 5 minutes, whatever it is, the time that I have, I could always do double or triple than anybody else because that's how fast I move.
I have this principle that whenever somebody leaves our company, they leave forever. We don't take people back. We don't recycle. Recycling could be good for paper and plastic, but not for people. The whole point of this story is that, hey, it doesn't matter if you're about to go out of business.
You keep fighting.
You keep fighting that last inch. Maybe you become a billionaire in a couple of years.
Hey
guys, welcome to Driven Couples, and today we're gonna talk about Driven Bootcamp. You know, it's over. It was crazy.
We survived.
We're still kind of a little worn out from the Driven Bootcamp because it takes a lot of energy both days, just the days before, the days after, and preparing. And how was the Driven preparation?
Crazy. Steph and I think she was telling Brian, she was like, no, really, can we make the Driven Survivor t-shirts? For everybody that works the event, because there's so many unexpected things that happen and it just creates so much pressure and it's just insane. It doesn't matter how much you prepare. Somebody always messes something up and normally it's our vendors. So yeah, we just have to pivot and fix it and then create magic because that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, guys, and this yellow sweater and the yellow shirts and the yellow hats, these are gold. These blue and gold are exclusive. All the founders got this. And then we're having the founders tickets are sold out, right? Sold out, guys. So
for 2022.
Crazy. The first day they sold out. The Saturday night.
Crazy.
And we announced them. So they're sold out. There's no more founders. And if you guys were founders, you guys know how cool it was to be around all these people and all these relationships. People think that you go to seminars to learn, for information, and yeah, you go learn a little bit, but you're really not going to learn rocket science. Like the things you're going to learn here, they're going to be things that you probably should do, but you hear them from people that are ultra successful, and then you're like, oh, that makes sense. But the relationships that you make, like a lot of people made relationships. Some people were telling me already that they already made their first deals and are making money with other people they met there. So it's really cool. And if you guys like to party like we do, man, we were partying nonstop. Like Friday, we started Friday a little bit with Brad and Rob, but it was nothing crazy, just a dinner. But then Saturday was intense after party, and then we had the private dinner, then the after party, and then the private lunch, and then the Sunday again private lunch, and then we had the after party. Nobody even saw the Super Bowl. I asked people like, do you guys want to watch the Super Bowl?
We had one person.
Yeah, and one of those, and Rob was like, Rob missed the Super Bowl, and it's the first Super Bowl he ever misses in his life. So he said, that shows you how much I care about you guys.
Bobby as well.
Yeah, so it was crazy, but I asked everybody, like, hey guys, do you want to start earlier so that we could end early, and then we could watch the Super Bowl and then party after? And then everybody was like, no, we don't want to see the Super Bowl. Just one person, I think, wanted to go see it, but that person was in and out, coming back in and out. So having said that, guys, this Driven Bootcamp has been the best event we've ever had by far. The reviews, the relationships that were created, just the feeling of it. It's just incredible, and we're blessed to have all of you guys here. So thank you for attending it. We want to jump into the questions pretty fast. We want to hear from you. Like, what did you like? What was your biggest takeaways? And what was your biggest takeaway?
Well, there was so much great information. Every speaker was amazing. And I told my husband, I'm like, how are we supposed to top this boot camp? Really, because it was, aside from all the breakdowns that you guys don't know about, it was just absolutely phenomenal. The turnout was great. Everybody was happy. People were excited, and I don't know. It was too many things. Too many things. I learned so many things, and I was kind of in and out, making sure everything was great. But I'm really excited to watch the replay as far as taking in all the knowledge goes, because it was a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and so much at once, you know? And yeah, I don't
And
know.
some people are saying that there's still boot camp high, man.
Same.
Because look, you guys gotta understand that the boot camp Saturday and Sunday, you guys see it, and it's like it appears to be perfect, but there's a lot of things happening in the background, like just
Little things.
like little mistakes, little faults, like things, just problems that happen that we have to jump in and fix, and every little detail that you think could go wrong goes wrong. So you have to be prepared. But we prepared for this boot camp. Worst case scenario. You guys know that one of my principles is worst case scenario. I always think about worst case scenario. I have a lot of notes here that I want to go over with you guys. But for example, I knew that I was going to have certain haters that were going to report us for because of COVID, and I prepared for that. So I knew that we couldn't have this event in the same property as last year's driven event. We had it in Malibu in the private in another mansion. So I knew we couldn't have it there because we were going to get reported and shut down. There's a lot of, there's haters out there, people that are envious. So this property was perfect because this property has a Malibu address, but it's not Malibu. It's a huge ranch. It's a huge mansion, 50 acres. So this property is in the middle of not Malibu, but in the middle of LA and Ventura. So people reported us, of course, and then we had the cops get there, the cops from Malibu, and they couldn't do anything because they're not in charge of that area, and it's a private owned location, so they can't do anything. So the Malibu cops had to go all the way back down, and by the time they try to do anything, it's just too complicated. It's private location, and we're right in the borderline of Ventura and LA. So we prepared for that because I knew it was going to happen. We had the helicopter, the chopper, fly right above us to see what we were doing, and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything, and that's like the first day at lunchtime. Like before lunch, we're already getting the cops are already there, and it was crazy. It was over capacity. We had over 500 beautiful people. The lines were long. People couldn't get in because the line was so. It was like it reminded me of when you go to the Super Bowl, or you go to we had our own Super Bowl, but we when you go somewhere and there's a huge line, you have to wait for hours to get in.
Yeah.
Our events have became like that.
Yeah.
Like people have to wait an hour, 2 hours to get through because there's so many people in line, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and it's because every year we get better.
Yeah.
Every year I get better, and every year we expect everybody to get better. So everybody that attended the boot camp, all of you guys were serious business owners, business partners, or aspiring business people. Like all of you guys are a business, and all of you guys are smart. Like I learned a lot of things from people that were attendees.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these attendees are way smarter than me. Like they give me ideas, and I'm like, man, I'm learning from them just as much as they learn from me and the other speakers. So just keep in mind that a lot of you that were there, dude, you guys are the future. You guys know so much. So really grateful again.
Well, the commitment, dedication to get there. I know valet, there was a little breakdown with valet, and again, you have to pivot. That's literally what we focus on, is pivoting, because things are never going to be perfect ever. And I was thinking actually on my drive here, because we always try to squeeze in every single second we can as far as being in the office goes and getting things done, priorities first. And I was thinking, Albert, I remember going to like, I don't know if it was a rave, I honestly don't remember. But I remember like the big crowds of people and me being in line, but I was like excited. Like, I don't know, I've never really been a complainer. Obviously, sometimes we all get stressed out and it's just like, holy mother, like, how do I do this? How do I pivot? What do I do? And then urgency, right? But I'm thinking about the times where that's what it's starting to feel like. It's like just people from all over just coming together to not only learn, but to network and be around like-minded individuals, people that are just like them in their industry, possible future partners, recruits. It's just such a beautiful thing. But I remember like, I was literally having flashbacks driving here, and I remember being in line and making friends with people and like sometimes trying to cut the line so I can get in faster, but never in a way where I would be complaining, because hey, we're all there to have fun. Yeah, and it kind of reminded me of that this event reminded me of that because it was such a huge property. It was so crazy to get in there, and I don't know, it's
Well,
just I'm still like high,
yeah, like we're so
exhausted and high.
we're so high, guys, because remember that not only the day of the event, Saturday and Sunday, the weeks in preparation take a lot of energy. Like you can't sleep. So the Saturday and Sunday we're just surviving on the high. Yeah, then after the event, there's a lot of things that come after the event where you have to keep that momentum. And we have a lot of meetings. Like we had a meeting with Carlos Munoz. We had another meeting with Bobby and with a lot of people that after the event. So we were still working. People think that we were like relaxing, but we were like party working. Like these people want to have fun. It's the last days we're gonna see them. So it's event after event after event. So you have to kind of like survive. And what we did, anybody that copies us, that's all they're gonna do. Copy us. They're gonna be followers, not the leaders. We were the first people. Nothing exists, and if you guys believe otherwise, get on the video or comment and let me know that I'm wrong. But I don't know of any event, any conference, any seminar, any self-improvement thing that is like a Coachella. So when we had the Driven event last year, we were forced to have the Driven event outdoors.
Outside.
So I said, let's make it like a Coachella. So that's why I was calling it Driven Cella, because Driven Cella was going to have, we were going to have bars in every corner, music. It was going to be a show and an experience you'll never forget. We were going to make learning fun. So I read a book a while back that I recommend all of you to read, and that's where I got this idea of every business that I have, the mortgage guys, Ambiance Realty, Driven Events, Driven Bootcamp. I said we have to make this a Circus Soleil. Remember, before the circuses used to be plain boring circuses where you only had clowns and people and the circuses were fighting over the best clown. That's all they had. Circus Soleil said, wait, let's create an experience. And they started bringing naked chicks, exotic animals, bars, music, DJs, fine dining, and they created Circus Soleil, where now people think the only circus is Circus Soleil because that's the big grand circus. So I had an idea, let's do it, but I was forced to do it this way. So because all the hotels were canceled, were closed down because of COVID, we were forced to do it outdoors. So I said, okay, well, let's do a boot camp, a Driven Cella. And everybody was excited. A lot of people, because who doesn't like to have fun and have an experience you never forget? So we created Driven Cella. And then Syl was like, why are you doing Driven Cella? She was complaining. And then I said,
so
well,
rude.
we're going to have,
I did not say
we're going to
that.
have, you did, we're going to have a boot camp Cella. And then Syl was like, what are you doing, boot camp Cella? And then we have boot camp Cella. And look at the best event. Like, I don't think we're ever going to go back to hotels. Even when hotels open, we're not going to go back because we created our Driven Cella and our Bootcamp Cella. And people like that. People like to have fun.
I like to have fun and I like to learn and get better and improve and meet good people that are just like us. Right?
Dude, we are the Ferraris of seminars. All those other old school seminars that are boring, that are just to go cheat on your wife, those are rip. See, we created like a movement. This, like I said, dude, driven, all our drivenpreneurs, we 100x. So, guys, I took a lot of notes right here and things that I wanted to share with you. These are things that that I wanted to go over, but I couldn't go over everything at the driven. I was just going by the flow of people. So sometimes they just wanted to ask questions, and I was like, okay, let's give people value, what they want to do.
Yeah.
But this event, guys, it was so powerful, and I thank you all again. And I want to ask you guys, what can we do better? What were your biggest takeaways? If you want to share something, if you want to ask some questions about the event, like I said, the founder tickets are sold out. Really, like we sold out. Like there is no more founder tickets, but we do still have the pre-sale price. And remember also that if you get the ticket last minute, you're gonna be seated all the way
In the back.
in the back. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you got like the people that committed first. You guys are first row, and you guys are gonna get the best. And we still have executive tickets. Those are the second tier. Those are still good seats, assigned seats in the front. So if you want to take advantage of that, hop on and get those tickets. They're 50% off right now, pre-sale price. We're going to bump up the price as time goes on. So don't wait till that happens. But like I said, I want to hear from you guys. Do we have any questions to start?
If you attended the first boot camp, I'd like to talk to you and see which one you liked better, which is pretty obvious. Or we can ask Alpha. Where's Alpha Slice?
Yeah, Alpha, why don't you jump on it? I know you don't need $100, but what I want to hear, what was your biggest takeaway? What you think about the event? Did you think that what do you recommend us that we could improve on for next year?
Dude, I don't know, man. What can improve? You blew my mind away. I mean, it was 10x the first boot camp. Literally from everything, like speakers to the venue to the people there, it was mind blowing. And I'm so happy. Like not only I talked to the to the speakers, which I know most of them, but there were a lot of people. Literally, I had to delay my flight for a couple of days. I met with around 10 individuals that I met at the boot camp, and all of them are business owners, have crazy ideas. We brainstorm, and I'm so grateful not for the event, but for meeting those people. If it wasn't for Driven, dude, I would have not met those people. It was amazing, man.
Oh, yay! I'm happy you loved it.
And you know that Carlos. I mean, I've never heard of the dude, right?
Yeah.
But if you guys gonna Driven Mexico, dude, I need some translation. I go.
Bro,
We'll have to do that.
yeah, you got to learn Spanish. You got to learn Spanish and start teaching nurses in Spanish. Dude, that's going to be your next big move.
Yeah.
You're going to be the
Be accountability partners. I gotta learn, man. 100%. It's done. When they said Mexico, I'm like, I have a Spanish course. I gotta do it every day, man.
Yeah, but Alpha, you would triple your income when you do pedazo de slice. Now pedazo de alfa. Pedazo de alfa, and then you learn Spanish, dude. You're gonna have to redo your course and all that in Spanish. It's gonna be powerful because there's a lot of nurses that speak Spanish.
Dude, I'm just gonna invest in subtitles.
You're funny.
Awesome, brother. So thank you so much, man. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you actually, and I'm pretty sure you'll go.
March.
But we're in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna take because we didn't want to take any trips. We actually the next day after Driven on Monday, I had the bright idea to play basketball, and like just certain sports you kind of want to watch out, especially when you're very important for your business. But yeah, we put the basketball court on. We were like having fun, and first time I go up for a dunk. I dunk it, and it was a good dunk. Like we were gonna smoke the people we were playing, but I dunk, and then someone forgot to stabilize the court, so court falls on top of me, and it lands on my hand. So that's why I cut my hand.
And missed his face by like a
yeah,
hair.
it could have hit my head, but like I'm pretty agile. So when I dunked it, I knew I was falling, so I pushed myself away, landed on my butt, and then the thing landed on my hand. So I secured my head, but man, I cracked my back, and this happened. So it was a good couple of days to recover from that. But today I got back to working out, and I'm good. And that just taught me a lesson. Like, hey, you know what? You gotta watch out the things you do especially when you're celebrating and things like that. But I'm good, and I learned a more important lesson, like the cut, the wound. How do you say it? Wound?
Wound.
The wound. Like these things take time to heal. So a lot of the times, people when you're growing up and you go through pain, it's hard to recover, and you just got to understand that, hey, it doesn't matter of how hard your childhood was or how hard your coming up was. Sometimes you just got to let it heal, and then you're gonna have that breakthrough, and you're gonna make it big. So I know that, hey, this is just something that happens, and just like in life, in business, sometimes you make mistakes in business, and you just gotta allow yourself to heal to get to that next level. And sometimes you gotta take two steps backwards to take three steps forward. So that's all it is, and I'm sure you're a huge example of that, because you were at a certain point not too long ago, 3 years ago, I think, and now look at where you're at. Look at where you're at, and you actually gave me a lot of tips on marketing and on the videos and all that stuff. And now my Stripe account is blowing up, not like yours, but I'm getting there. So thanks for all the tips, and like I said, man, I learned a lot of things from you, and I'm really grateful to have you as a friend.
Thank you, man. And listen, you know, Billie Jean's, I've been a student for Billie Jean for a while in terms of marketing, but during that presentation, he actually presented 2 points that were totally new to me. And immediately, I came home and I started executing on them. So it doesn't matter if you're good at sales or marketing or whatever. When you listen to those speakers, they always drop up-to-date information that you didn't pay attention to previously.
What were those key things?
So one of them is the campaign that he said, run campaigns and do like send message so that people can just DM you directly. And what happens is you minimize the distance where they need to go to a landing page or go to the website or whatever, so they can contact you immediately. So that's something I'm going to implement, and my virtual assistant will be attending those leads.
Nice. And second?
And the second one was BuzzFeeds, just, looking at the titles and then copying the same titles, just changing a few things.
Yeah.
I didn't know that before.
That's
so I'm going to do that with my YouTube videos. So if I upload a vlog, whatever the topic is, I'm going to search it on BuzzFeed, and then I'm going to try to have similar titles.
Yeah, and those like the BuzzFeeds, like when I spoke to Billy after the podcast a couple of weeks ago when we were in San Diego, and like very simple, guys. Like for example, if you guys are posting stuff, it's very simple to find out. I'll give you a few of them that I like. When you do how-tos, those get a lot of attention. So for example, if Alpha puts a video and he puts how to go viral on IG Live, people are gonna just hop on it. All the how-tos, because people want to learn how to become a millionaire, how to start a business, how to have a 700 FICO score. So a lot of those things, like you just got to think about it, like things that are gonna get attention. If you put a weak title and you have good information, nobody's going to see your good information. Mm-hmm. So it's very important to put a really catchy title. If not, then it doesn't matter how good your information is. So those things are really important. But yeah, man, thank you. I want to bring up another person before we answer a question. Daniel, are you there? I think I see Daniel. Está. Yeah, Daniel. So what was your biggest takeaway, and what do you recommend me to for next event to do better? I know you took some English classes today, so you should maybe you learn a few things in English.
Yes, for me, relationship the best. So I think it's the event that, un poquito en español, creo que es el evento que más he aprovechado en cuanto a relaciones. Creo que prácticamente saludé a todo el mundo. Bradley decía el que más, como que aquel que saluda más o da más la mano es el que más dinero hace.
Yep.
So, literalmente creo que saludé prácticamente a todo el mundo y hablé con todo el mundo. Creé relación con mucha gente allí.
Oh.
Yeah, and he said relationships. Like Brad said, the more hands you shake, the more money you make, and that's, we all know that, but sometimes you got to hear it again from somebody you admire, and then it sticks to your head. Like I gave so many hugs and kisses, and of course not like,
to any girls.
I mean, not in any parts where they don't belong, and also I shook so many hands. Like I was shaking, like I think Munoz wanted to say hi to me, and he was going like this. And I just fucking hugged him, and then he got used to it. Because some people are just, they want to keep the germs down, and then I know some people have to get tested, and some people have to go and fly to certain places, so they're being also precautious, because if they test positive for some reason, then it kills their business, wherever they're going, and or things like that. So you got to understand people. Some people, it's not that they just don't want to, shake your hand. Like I don't give a shit about that. Like I said, I don't believe in fluid, but like I shake hands. I gave a lot of hugs, and it was really it got cold in the night, so it was like really hot and warm in the day, and then it got a little cold in the night. So just remember, mindset. If you have a little sniffles, or if you feel a little bit, like, remember, it's also the flu season, so your mindset is powerful, and who you listen to is powerful. So
Exactly.
go out there and work, go out there and give it your all, and everything's gonna be fine. Like I feel super good. I think my immune system did drop a little bit because of all the energy, but I'm good. I'm good. Today was our first kind of day recovering fully. Then tomorrow we recover fully, and then this Friday we added so many agents today. We added so many agents, crazy. We came back to a gold mine, but like I said, the gold mine comes when you help people first.
I forgot my Fitbit.
Oh, in the place.
I actually love it. It's so funny because he got it for me because he was thinking that I was getting a little bit fat. So I was like, okay, let's do it. He's like, I want to track your sleep and this and that. I'm like, okay, whatever. So at first I was like, I'm not going to wear that thing. But then the Friday before the event, when we were like crazy, like, everything had to go up. Everything had to be in position, right? And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell? Like, I did 30,000 something steps. That's like crazy. So today I wanted to see how much I did like on a regular day, because it's just been like overdrive. And if you know me, you know that I move faster than anybody in any room. Like, I just go, because I know that the faster you move, the more things you can get done in one day, 1 hour, 5 minutes, whatever it is, the time that I have, I could always do double or triple than anybody else, because that's how fast I move.
Yeah.
So I miss my little Fitbit. Who's gonna bring it?
Where is
for
it?
me? It's
In the
in
house?
the office. I was charging it.
Oh, I'm sure somebody could bring it for you. So yeah, guys. Before we get into more questions, and I wanted to share some stuff about the workbook. Instagram people, if you guys want to continue watching this, text the number right there that's pinned, and then we'll send you the private link, and you can continue to watch this. Other than that, I gotta say bye to the people on Instagram. So make sure you save it and leave that text number so that they could text it, and then we'll see you guys on the Zoom link.
Bye, guys. Mwah.
Now, one of the things you get from me, everybody that's watching this, the things you get from me are all my mentors and people that I have invested a lot of money in, like Brad Lee. You guys can see the workbook. Brad Lee's, Alejandro, that you know him as Salamondrin, Ed Milet, Patrick Bedavid, Robert Kiyosaki, Grant Cardone, Andy Frisella, and many more. But all these people, they respect me. These are things that they've said about me. And remember that I also paid them a lot of money to pick their brain. So when you learn from me, or when you listen to me, I'm not really saying anything that I invented. I'm saying things that I've learned because I wasn't born smart. I learned things from all these people and from reading a bunch of books. And that's what you get from me. Like, you get all this stuff that I've learned. And what I spoke about at the Driven Bootcamp was, like, I take 10% of everybody. I don't agree with every single thing that everybody says. Like, I'll take 10% from everybody, 10%, and then I put in my own twist, and that's how I become Albert. But everybody should invest in yourself first, because if you don't invest in yourself, then that's why you're not growing. And pick wisely who you want to listen to and learn from, because if you're learning from your high school buddies, or your college people, or your family members, look at their life. Like, if they have a crappy life, or if they're not making the money you want to make, if they're not giving their families the life you want to give your families, then maybe that's why. Maybe you have to upgrade your mentors. We spoke about upgrading your mentors.
And watching the source of your advice, most importantly, because remember that misery loves company. So you have to pay very close attention to that, because there's nothing that can ruin your dreams faster than negative people in your life. You might not even know that they're so negative and that they're holding you back, but it's your responsibility to be able to identify these people and get rid of them. It doesn't matter if it's your coworker, or if it's an employee, or if it's, your mom that maybe doesn't mean to be, but that's just what they know, and it's the information they're going to give you based on their experience. Super huge. I learned that a long time ago. I don't know if you remember that. Remember when he told us to stay at a certain hotel, and we were like, what the hell?
Oh,
do you
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that? I mean, great guy, but source of your advice, he was a little older, so
Does it look good?
definitely wasn't for us.
Yeah, so we're going to go on a question. Right before that, guys, one of the things that's on this workbook that I wish I could have put more stuff, but I could have went on and on. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make more workbooks, but I'm gonna add more stuff to it. So we'll tell you when those become available. But like for example, principles. I have a 10-minute rule, which is like sometimes I wake up a day in advance. I only do $1 million activities. Every minute I want it to be a $1 million activity. If it's a 909, if it's a 999 activity, I am not interested. I focus on helping and creating, and then money comes. Like when you focus on helping people, money comes. You don't have to think about money. I have this principle that whenever somebody leaves our company, they leave forever. We don't take people back. We don't recycle. Recycling could be good for paper and plastic, but not for people. I don't recycle people. Somebody leaves me once, you leave forever.
Ooh, I know what my biggest takeaway was.
I had people like I had people that bought a Driven founder's ticket. You know, it was one person actually. This guy bought a founder's ticket, and then he was expecting a 5-minute call from me. I am busy, so I couldn't do that call. So I told him, I'll call you next time. I'll call you next time, tomorrow, the day that happened. And I'm like, you know what? I can't make the call right now. I'm gonna have to make it later. So this guy now makes an excuse and he wants a refund for his ticket. You know what I did? Gave him his refund. I unfollowed him. I don't know if I blocked him or not. I think I don't know. I just got because I don't want to know about him anymore. And then somebody else, we made that ticket available, and then somebody else came back and paid triple for it. And then this person that paid triple for it, like I made sure that I gave him 100 times more value than what he paid. I met him at the Driven Bootcamp. I spoke to him. So it's just because look, we have a policy. Like if you can't make it, okay, cool. We're gonna give you credit for next year's event or for the next event. If you want to lie and make up a story that this happened, that happened, and I want my refund now, and like just don't lie, don't make excuses. Like don't have a broken mindset. Sex partners, you know, like if some of you guys have sex partners, some of you guys have wives or husbands. Like don't argue hardcore unless it's worth a divorce. When she wants to argue, I don't participate. I'll go sleep in the couch on the couch, and that's it.
That's only happened twice.
I'm not gonna go argue. But more importantly, though, for company wise, remember somebody cheats, lies, or steals from you, they're gonna do it again. That's the way I feel. So that's one of my principles. That's why when you leave once, you leave forever. Don't tell me that you're not getting value from me. That you want to leave to another company, and then 6 months later, when you find out, oh shit, I want to go back. I see them they're scaling, they're growing so fast. Now I want to be back. Dude, if you didn't believe in me before, go fuck yourself. Go go stay away. Like I don't want you back. Copy what works. I had a mentor 1, mentor 2, mentor 3. Like I learned what they were doing that was working, so I copied it. Copy what works. You want to copy people that are winning. You don't want to copy people that are average. At least I don't. Look for that 1 or 2 relationship in the room and attack. So when you guys were here at the boot camp, you know, there were a lot of people. And you know what? Our Driven events and boot camps stand out because there's really not 1 or 2 relationships. There's not really 1 or 2 people that are going to make it from there. I think there's going to be 100x that at least, because there's just so many powerful people. Like I can't pick just 1 person or 2. Like there's just way too many powerful people. Like Alpha Slice, I know that guy's gonna be one, but there's so many people. You know that you have like Daniel you have Michael, you have Neil who fucking did $3 million in the mortgage industry in Vegas.
It's crazy.
You got Jomar that's blowing up. Like right? Yeah, there's just so many people. So I don't think I think Bobby is right, and there's gonna be way more people. I don't think everybody, but I think there's going to be way more people than that 1 or 2 people. But besides Driven, like whenever you're in a room, you know, any other event or mixer or workshop that you go to, remember that there's probably 1 or 2 people that you want to meet. So stay away from all the other people and go talk to that 1 or 2 people that are going to change your life. There's always those important relationships. That's how I met all these amazing friends that I have now. Get the best ticket. You know, like if you're getting, and there's an exception. If you can't afford it and maybe right now you're rebounding from being homeless, of course, get whatever you could afford.
Exactly.
But if you have if you have that money and if that's all you have in your account, get the best ticket. Why? Because that ticket is going to be worth more than what you paid for. This ticket is going to put you right next to the Alpha Slice, the Daniel, the Jomar. And then guess what? These people are going to be smarter. They're going to give you better advice. They're going to give you better tips than the people in the back. The people in the back are going to be complaining, why is this event so expensive? Why is it cold? Why is valet taking forever? Da 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 da. When you have the people in the front, they're going to be telling you, man, I just made another million. Oh shit, I just made another million. And that's who you want to be around. Real estate investing. Like, I never learned real estate investing until I hired a mentor. So there are just so many things that I have in this book, and I'll go on and on. But I want to know what you guys want to know. So let's go with the first question.
Wait, I wanted to say something.
Go ahead. And by the way, anybody after Syl, we'll go to the first question.
Yeah.
Anybody that asks a question today, I'm gonna go ahead and send you $100. So
Steph
Okay.
is selecting, but let me say something really fast. So my biggest takeaway, he just actually nailed it right now. It was from our tax people. Do you remember when he was up there and
John
John said
Yeah.
that when somebody lies to him, like, it's over, game over. And he also said that like, there's just no more trust after that. If you could do it once, you're going to do it again, and you're going to do it again. And he talked about integrity. In his firm, when he hires people, he tests their integrity in the interview. They basically lose the job before they get the job, which is freaking crazy, because he wants to know that these people are great people that are in his company, regardless if he is there or not, which I thought that was so powerful. It was amazing.
He's a really ethical guy, because his religion, they're not allowed to lie. They're not allowed to
Curse.
Yeah, he can, like, he doesn't drink caffeine. He doesn't drink liquor. It's just part of his religion. But he does not lie. He can't lie because it's against what he believes in. So
It's really cold right now. And, another thing, we took a chance with the venue, because when we went there the first time, it was freezing. Like, I couldn't feel my toes, my fingers. And I'm like, I told Albert, shit. That's why, if you guys noticed, I had heaters everywhere. I'm like, there's no way that we're doing this and people are gonna have to be freaking cold. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So then, like, the sky opened up and God just said, you know what, it's gonna be nice and hot, and everything would have been great if it wasn't for that missing shade. But aside from that, I tell Albert, it's just when you're a good person and you're doing good things for a bunch of people, like, the universe just knows, and everything worked out. We were prepared for it being freaking freezing, with that many heaters all over the property, and it just worked. And I'm so happy, because I'm so cold right now.
And it was, we were still going to be able to do it, but it wasn't going to be as
pleasant.
But we casted a vision. That's another thing that I talk about all the time. Cast a vision. I already casted a vision that this year we're doing 50 million in revenue and we're buying a jet. I don't doubt it a bit. We're probably going to do way more than that, but that's the vision I'm casting for this year. And when we decided to do the bootcamp too, we casted a vision. People said, whoa, it's February. It's going to be freezing cold. Yeah, it was cold last September, and it was summer. So I said, you know what? We're going to commitment. And because there's a difference between commit and commitment, everybody commits. But who has real commitment? We had a real commitment to put this bootcamp 2 together. And we said, it's going to work out. It's going to be sunny. And if you have this book, I said on this book in the intro, you're going to experience a very sunny, pleasant boot camp next weekend, or whenever I put it. But I put that it was going to be sunny on this book. I wrote it. Read the intro. I said, it's going to be sunny this weekend. And it was not only sunny, it was summer weather. It was hot. Yeah. People were sweating. People were taking off their jackets. It was hot. So I don't know why really God protects us so much. Yeah. Protects both of us, because we both should be dead. But he protects us so much, and I feel like he put the sun out for us and took away all the clouds. And guess what? The day after Driven, it was cold and it was super cloudy and freezing cold with a bunch of clouds covering everything. I don't know why he cares about us so much, but I think because we're good people.
And we're changing lives one event at a time.
So okay, first question, Steph?
First question.
Carlos Gonzalez.
Question, comment.
Morning. Hi, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Albert.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I just want to start by saying thank you for putting on such a great show. I mean, the connections I made this weekend were life changing, and I really mean that. I was able to talk to so many great people at the event. Everybody that I met, I mean, there was no bad person there. And I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't. I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't meet this person, right? It was great connections, and it was a great time. Honestly, everything worked out, like you said. God was with us the whole way. So I just want to say that before everything. And my question is, now that I made this really strong relationship, like I made a really strong relationship, how do I follow up with that person?
Well, not number. I'll give you a couple of things, and then Syl could add something to it, and then you could tell me if that answers it. But when you meet a powerful relationship, first of all, you got to be ethical. You know, you have to respect their time and execute, but you have to take action. Like when I meet somebody, I want to do a podcast with them. I want to collaborate with them. I want to go to dinner with them. I just want to do everything with them, except sex. So like fine, like when I met Salamon, I was like, I want to be friends with him. Okay, what can we do? Let me get in his house. We went to his house. We went to his private residence. He came to our private residence. We had drinks together. We had fun together. We text each other. I got his cell phone. We did a podcast. I hired him to speak at the first Driven, and that's where it started. So most people they want to get everything for free. You know, I'll give you an example. Like Alpha, he invested money in me. He invested really good money in me. But guess what? Now I feel obligated. Now I feel obligated to him. Now I feel that I have to repay him back by 100 times because he believed in me, invested in me. So now I feel obligated to him. I think that's why Brad does the same thing for me.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these people do the same thing for me. But people want to get everything for free right away, and you can't.
Yeah.
Why would somebody that caliber of that high level want to just go have coffee with you, go have lunch with you, go have dinner with you? They don't need to have dinner. They're wealthy. You know, like respect them. And maybe they have a product that they sell for 10 grand, 15 grand, whatever. Buy it. That'll make you millions back. And that's the way to. I've never gotten any of these people for free until now, because now I'm also influential. So now people want to collaborate with me. So now you start getting people for free. Now people they don't. But in the beginning, you think people want to sit down with me when I'm not known? No. So if you met somebody by being at this event, maybe you have the upper hand now. Maybe you don't have to pay them, but just respect their time and respect them and try to, I don't know if you got their cell phone. Good. Try to have a dinner with them. Try to invite them to your house, or try to go to their house, or try to get closer to them. Like, for example, Billie Jean, I'm going to go hang out with him in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to go to his house. He likes to have beer and play tennis. So I'm going to go there and play tennis with him. And
hopefully your hand is better by then.
Oh, I'll be good. So those are things you just got to do. And so what
you don't nurture the relationship. Be genuine and with the person, because like Albert and I, we get along with everybody. Like, we love people. If we ever sense like a bad vibe, we just won't. Like, we don't do that. Like, I don't like people that aren't good people. Like, it doesn't feel good to have to do business with anybody like that, because you want to know that you have their back and they're going to have yours right back. That's super important. But just nurture it, whatever it is. If it's a business opportunity, make sure it's good for both of you. Like Albert said, a lot of people want not only everything for free, but they want it to be better for them than the other person. And to me, I'm like, how can we all make money? How can we, create something that's going to benefit both parties, not just one way? So
yeah, give value.
Advice. Give value.
Make sure you give them value back, because if you don't give value back to someone, they're going to stop spending time with you. So you got to make sure that you also give value. And remember, how do you do that? Make sure you keep self-improving. Learn something new every day. Get 1% better every day. Read books. Watch the replay of this, because this seminar, this event, the bootcamp, watch the replays, because I'm going to watch all the replays, like maybe at least 3 times.
Yeah.
Because
I can't wait.
You learn something every time you watch it again. You like learn something new. And then go back and watch like the past. You know what? Like if you're studying a mentor, this person that you met, this strong relationship you created, study them. That way, when you talk to them, you know what they like. You could have better conversations. So study their past, see where they started. That way, you're not like clueless. So that's something I do, and I did, and every time I interview somebody, I study them because it's disrespectful if you go there clueless. So I want to learn. I want to know everything about Billie Jean. I want to know everything about Ed Milet before I went to meet them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
sounds good. I'll definitely
Thank
be
you.
doing that. I'll be studying them and making sure that I'm prepared when I get to meet them in March. So it's gonna be great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. So cold.
Ariella Obando. Next question.
What's going on, Albert? Syl, you guys are so awesome. So
Thank you,
Hi.
brother. You're awesome.
one feedback on the event that I would love to hear, and maybe like we can touch base later on as well. I noticed, and this is something that I realized I can start tapping into at the Driven event. We spoke about businesses. Bradley spoke about a lot on technology and the importance of leveraging it. Something that would be awesome, I think, to educate on small business owners is how can you leverage technology. So, for example, in my space, I'm in IT. I sell data center software. So, for example, a business like yours, Albert, or anyone that was in the event, when they start to look at IT, they typically look at that as the back burner. But to me, the way that I sell IT, we literally simplify IT in a way that it really makes an organization propel, because at the end of the day, all your information is sitting on a server. And I mean, I love that technology. So one question for you, or for to start thinking about for next event, is how are tools going to be used in your business, like how to leverage Slack accordingly, or how to look at IT, the importance of data centers, what is cloud technology, and all this stuff. Obviously, not everyone knows and understands this. So that is one question that I think would can be answered in the near future. Obviously, with more tech consulting, depending on the business. But I think that would be a really important pillar to touch on, because I know it's super important, and I mean I deal with that all the time. So that's one topic that I think would be super super beneficial to any business owner, for the next Driven event.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I completely agree with it because we've gotten hacked before, and I know I have other friends that are business owners that have gotten hacked. I mean, even my Facebook account got hacked.
Get
So
down,
so
kid.
it's very important.
Lay
Lay
down.
down.
Lay
So
down.
it's very important
Lay down.
to
Get down.
have protection for your
Down,
business, because
chip.
imagine
Down.
somebody
Down, baby.
somebody hacks you and
Down.
then they steal your book of business or they freeze something like. So you gotta really be on the protection mode for that. Still.
Yeah. Agreed. I completely agree. And I know it depends on the type of business and all that, because we have our own stuff because we're a mortgage. So, but there's always ways to make it better. Down, chip. There he goes. He wanted to join our live.
Yeah, can you guys see him? Yeah, but
So
but but
cute.
yeah, I in complete agreement. I have nothing but agreement to what you said. So maybe if you know somebody that if you do it yourself, like send us over your info. If you know somebody that you think could be the expert to talk about that and teach all of us that, I'm definitely really interested because anybody here, like Alpha, Daniel, imagine if they hack their computers, their server, and then they steal all the data. Like that's really important. We have a guy that takes care of that for us, but we're open.
Yep.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to add, one technology that individuals should start looking into is desktop as a service. Bradley mentioned it. Anything that, and also Bobby, whatever ends in as a service, really start to tap into that. But specifically in the desktop as a service, and the reason is because a real estate agent could be out in uh, showing property, or someone that has access to like mortgage databases. When they start to leverage desktop as a service, they literally have an entire laptop at the palm of their hands, based on how the different programs are presented to them. So this technology is super important because it's super super easy to adopt now, and is what the industry calls it, a digital transformation. I do this left and right. I literally closed the deal a few weeks ago, 100K, over 300 users. I was literally talking to police department here in California. They're going to leverage this for over 1,000 individuals, and I was literally helping the engineers and the IT people on that, understanding that whole aspect. So I could definitely touch base with you, give you more insight moving forward on the different products and all that. But that, I think that would be really, really important to understand, because that's literally going to be the future, and is moving away from working in an office to now like working remote or working anywhere.
Yeah, that's so true.
Awesome, brother. Well, send all the details to Steph, and like I said, like I want to learn more about that.
Definitely, and that's one of my plans. You know, you have the trifecta, that triangle. I'm gonna focus on that and then do that tech consulting on the side. Um, I learned that
Awesome.
from you, Albert. So that's a blessing.
Thank you, brother. Well, now I want to learn from you. So could give us a good deal and protect us, because there's a lot of people that want to hack me. All
Yes. All right.
Thank
right,
you.
brother.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Steph?
All right, guys. So one of the key things about these seminars, I mean, seminars is a boring word, but these
Events.
self improvement workshops, events, is to build relationships. I think the main thing that we learned Saturday and Sunday was relationships. And when I did the first Driven event, I created two relationships. One of them is Sam Bakhtiar, and one of them is Brad Lee. And Sam, unfortunately, he passed away recently, but he was one of my best friends. We were really close. We used to talk every other day. He actually helped me. He actually got me Chip. So he got me Chip because he has the same dog, and he paid 40 grand for his dog too, and he connected me and got me Chip. 2 days before he passed, we spoke, and I sent him a video of Chip, and he was like, we were talking about Chip, but he was one of the relationships that I created the first Driven event. And then he introduced me to all his contacts, and Brad introduced me to all his contacts. So that's huge, because remember, when you meet a relationship, it doesn't end there. Nurture the relationship. Like, for example, me and Bobby are so close. I'm sure you guys noticed. We actually restructured our trip to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
We're going to Puerto Rico because I want to do just family time. So I want to go with my family, and of course I'm going to be working 50% of the time. But we're going to Puerto Rico with our family, but we're going to go next week. We're going to delay it 2 weeks because we're going to go to Sophia's birthday party. And that's nurturing relationships. We're getting closer and closer and closer. We're going to fly private, of course. We're never going to fly commercial ever again. And we're going to fly private. We're going to fly straight to Puerto Rico. And then on our way back, we're going to stop by the Castro house and go to the birthday party. But that's what you got to do, And then besides that, Brad opened up his contacts to me. So he introduced me to like at least 5 other people that were huge, influential people.
Yeah.
And then Sam did the same. Sam helped me get verified. He introduced me to his contact. And it just one relationship leads to 5 other relationships. So this relationship you met at the boot camp, make sure you get their contacts and you start creating relationships. And this is what happens when you hang around powerful people. They're going to introduce you to their powerful friends. Not what Brad Lee said, that what was it, like, he said something, but not lions. He said something like the stallions, right? He said stallions run with stallions. You don't see stallions running with a bunch of chickens next to them in between their legs. So if you're a stallion, you're gonna hang out with stallions, and then you're gonna meet other stallions. You're not gonna meet chickens. We got rid of chickens a long time ago. Like, we don't deal with chickens. I don't like to hang around chickens. I like to eat chickens, but I don't like to hang around with chickens. So relationships, very, very important. And that's why you want to be in the best events. You want to be in the best seats. You don't want to, if you fly commercial, nothing bad with that. Hey, go the extra mile and maybe get a first class seat. Why? Because you might meet somebody in the first class section that you won't meet sitting coach.
That's right. 100%. You never know who you're sitting next to, nor who you're speaking to. That's why it's so important to be respectful to people and treat people the way you want to be treated, because we all have bad days. That doesn't give anybody the right to just be assholes to other people. I'm like, I'll treat you the way you treat me. Like, I'm always cool, and if you need something from me that I can help you with, just ask. Ask and you shall receive. I'm never afraid to ask, even though I try not to ask for too many favors.
Yeah, and guys, there's no such thing as stupid questions. So always ask a lot of questions. When you're going to these events, go up and answer a question. We're going to answer the next question right now, but always go up and ask questions. I said Jacob asking questions, Jomar asked questions, Daniel asked questions, Alpha Slice asked questions. And look at them. These are the people that are doing good. People that are shy and they don't want to ask questions because they're going to feel stupid. There's no stupid question unless you ask it over and over again.
Yeah.
If you're asking the same question every event, you're stupid. Don't ask the same questions, because if somebody like Bobby gives you an answer and then you ask him the same question again, he's going to stop talking to you because you got to go execute. So always go up there and ask questions. I asked a lot of stupid questions and I started asking better questions, but I never asked the same stupid question again.
100%.
Next question, Steph? Luis Martinez. What's our count time? All right. You said Luis Martinez? Correct. Luis Martinez. Is that my barber? Yes. Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Here we go. What's up,
Hey,
guys?
hey, brother. So
Hi.
I'm gonna ask you a question first. Wait. So when am I gonna meet up with Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas?
Oh man, I'm gonna put you on a phone call the next time I go cut his hair for sure.
Awesome. Pumped up, and I like
I gotta connect you guys.
I like the message he sent me. Cool dude. And
he's real cool.
and this is an example, by the way, of relationships. Like Luis, the barber, he cuts my hair. I cut my hair sometimes, but whenever I need, A+ haircut, I bring him. Like, he comes over to my house, takes care of my hair, and it's relationships. I learned so much from Luis. Like, he introduced me to so many people, and I introduced him to so many people too. So it's relationships, guys. Like, the more relationships you build, the more successful you're gonna be. Like, this guy is blowing up. He even changed his company name from El Barber to Los Barbers. So he did kind of something similar, like the mortgage guys. You went from El Barber to Los Barbers, and you have
That's
a bunch of celebrity clients. Dude, this is just the beginning for you. You're about to become like the #1 barber in the world.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Thanks to Syl for that, because I got to sit down in the EMA after the EMA show in the same table, and I took that opportunity to ask you guys, even though I was a little bit shy. But Syl said, "Why not Los Barbers?" And they just clicked instantly. I was like, "I'm gonna change it to Los Barbers." So I appreciate that, Syl. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your question? A ver.
So my question is, Bobby Castro said, it was, and I took note on this. He said, build value, build something that the clients are gonna feel like, you're giving them some sort of value. And I already have the value. I have the service that I provide. As you know, Albert, I do a professional service, and I put my all into it every time. But what can I do to attract more clients that are going to believe in that? Because
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm kind of plateau in a sense. Like I have it there, but it's like
It's
I just
cold
feel
out
like
here,
I need a
sweetie.
little extra.
I'm almost
There's
done,
something
okay?
missing, a component.
Come hug mommy. Go with mommy. Jump on her though, because the floor is cold. Brother, it's very easy what you got to do. Like, that's why I told you that you're gonna become the #1 barber in the world, because all you got to do is copy what works. Copy what I've done. I paid this older influencer. I paid him a lot of money to get his audience. So this influencer, I paid him. He came to Driven, and then I started capturing all the audience that followed him, especially all the Latino millennials. When they met me, when they got to meet me, they said, "Well, you know what? I relate more to Albert." So then I started capturing all his audience, and then I noticed that works. So then I started paying a bunch of other influencers, and I started capturing their audience. And now this boot camp too, like bro, I was so humbled by just how many people, the things, the messages they were giving me, and how we just completely sold out like that. Like people were desperate to like just get their tickets. And before, I remembered how I couldn't sell one ticket. And now, with no speakers announced, just me, like that happened. So instead of me thinking that I'm the best, that my ego, like I'm like, no, I got to give more now. Like I got to keep this momentum. So that's why I decided to. We're not gonna take a vacation right after the boot camp. We're gonna stay and work, and then we're gonna do the trip later, because right now we have so much momentum. And regardless, when we travel, when we go to Bobby, we're actually working.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning. I'm learning so much, and we're doing things together. We're creating work together. And when I go to Dorado Beach in Puerto Rico, I'm thinking, I'm doing a bunch of self-improvement. I'm working. I'm doing lives. I actually make more money when I'm traveling because my systems run my businesses like on autopilot. So a lot of those things, like they're all set. But the main thing for you is you got to do what I did. You gotta find your bitch. So what do I mean by that? Like I found my bitch and I targeted him, and I ran ads, and then I started capturing audiences from. So you gotta find, and for you have so many celebrity clients. All you gotta do is ask.
Yeah.
Hey, influencer, and you put all of them on your page. You already do that, so keep doing that. It's gonna take time. It might take you 2 years from today to get verified and become the celebrity barber. But I don't know any celebrity barbers. Like I personally don't know any celebrity barber. I see you as being Los Barbers being like a huge company in all the United States, and you being verified, and then you being the celebrity barber that charges $1,000 for a haircut. And you know what? People will pay that because people want that experience. So you're on your way. The number one tip I would give you is patience. Be patient, because you don't want to hop steps. You have to go one step at a time, because you have to go through the experience. You have to go through the pain. Ups and downs are going to happen. So don't feel bad when you're going through a down. Remember that downs are temporary. The strong people are the ones that survive. So you just got to keep going and believing in your vision, because that's where you're heading. Like I have no doubt.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your honest feedback, and thank you guys for letting me ask this question, and you guys answering this question for me. I appreciate that, and I can truly identify with you. I can relate a lot with you. So that's why I've been following you for a long time already. So I'll continue to do what you said, and just put it into practice. Be patient.
Thank you, bro. And for those of you that missed the boot camp, remember what I said about my platinum card. Like, I'm really proud of this card. It's not a black card yet, but I've had this card for a while.
Are you showing them the numbers?
But no, I'm not sharing the numbers. Yeah, I won that platinum card for my haircut. But remember, like, this card, guys, when I had Driven 18, when I brought in like Ty Lopez, Patrick, Grant, and many more, just to name a few. And I paid all of them so much money, where Syl was telling me, like, are you sure you want to? And then I'm like, yeah, we're going to add another person. We added Tim Grover, Jordan's coach. And then I just kept adding people, and I just got carried away. And I said, Syl, this event is going to make us famous. And I said, and I just kept adding people. And I ran out of my cash. And then I started using all my credit cards, and I maxed them all out. And then I'm like, fuck, I have this platinum card left. And this was only 2018, not too long ago. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to use, because my limit was 30,000, something like that. So I used 30 grand. And then I paid it, but I needed another 30 grand. So what did I do? I paid my card with my bank, thinking that because when you pay this card, it's available right away. And guys, look, I'm really transparent. Some things people would think, oh, why are you talking? You're saying too much. I'm saying the truth, because I know some of you guys are in this position right now where you're down to your last penny, and you're trying to survive your business. You're trying to make your business become $1 million business, or a multi-million-dollar business, or you want to get to $1 billion. So I pay this card off, 30 grand, but I don't have funds in my account because I'm exhausted. But when I make the payment, now I have another 30 G's available. I use those 30 G's to complete what I owed for the Driven 18. And guess what? Driven 18 happens. And then I make so much more money after that. And this card went into collections because I couldn't pay it. I had more important things to pay, like taking care of my family, taking care of my businesses. So I didn't pay this card. It went to collections, 67,000 in collections, and I didn't pay it for like a year and a half. I just paid it recently because I was like, well, they called me. They called me and they said, Albert, American Express values their customers. If you pay the full balance, complete 67,000, something like that, we're gonna give you your card back with all your points, which I had a lot of points, and we're gonna give you back your limit. So I said, okay. I paid 67 and I said, okay, well, when do I get my card back?
And they took forever.
Yeah, they said, well, it's going to take about 2 months because we want to make sure that that it's going to clear and blah, blah, blah. So after 2 months, since I paid it, I got my card back with my limit back. And they said that now, I mean, I'll have a black card this year for sure. But the whole point of this story is that, hey, it doesn't matter if you're about to go out of business.
You keep fighting.
You keep fighting that last inch. Maybe you become a billionaire in a couple of years.
That's right. And also, Luis, make sure you have good customer service because that is key. The way you treat people, how you make them feel goes way beyond the actual service, which is important as well. You know, have different options for different people. I'll give you an example. I have this girl who does my lashes, right? And I kind of stopped using her because she made it so hard for me to make an appointment with her. And I'm like, I get the whole flu bit or whatever Albert calls it. Like, I get all of that. But like, dude, do you want to work or not? Because I need my lashes done at least every 2 weeks. So can we get on some sort of schedule? And I told her, I'm super busy. Every minute of my day is accounted for, every single minute. So just give me like 2 days or 3 days where you could possibly make it at a certain time, you know, and just work with me because I'm going to send you people, but I'm also extremely busy. And if I tell you I have an hour, you do it in an hour. Like, she loves to take her time and she's great at what she does. But I told her this last time, I'm like, that's why I haven't came back to you. It's been like 3 months because I couldn't deal with like you making it so difficult for me to see you. So super important. Read your clients. Make sure you're actually reading their needs. And how can you help them in their life, basically? Like, to fit into their life without it being like a strain.
Absolutely. I totally agree on that. Customer service is a big thing. And that's one thing that I've been talking to my barbers about. So I'm gonna amplify that and I'm gonna put it into action more than it should be.
Awesome.
Awesome, brother. And you know I have a hurt hand, so I'm probably going to need you to come tomorrow or the next day.
Sometime
Hey, Joel,
this week.
I got you.
Thank
I take care of you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. I want to do last question. What's your count so far?
Jomar.
Jomar.
Like an hour.
Hermano.
Yeah.
All right, last question. We're going to close it with, we save the best for last. We have Jomar here to close out the show.
Brother, how you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Hey, bro, like real quick, one of the takeaways from me, like, I hear you say what Bobby told you, like, hey, get into the mud, you know, like roll your sleeve, like people need you. So like that's a key takeaway from all the other founder tickets that are here, like Alpha, like Daniel, whoever, like man, you're in the front because you have something going on. There's a lot of people on the back that they might not be able like to talk to Albert or Bobby and the speakers, but you could give value to them, right? As a business owner, like you're still on the front, it's because you have something going on. So like at that day, one of the days before I go to the dinner of the founders, I was like, you know, let me just talk to these people, you know, like maybe, and I realized a lot of the questions they have, they were questions that I already went through, you know, that maybe they were not able to grab you, Albert or Syl, or maybe they were not able to grab Rob Luna or Bobby or something. But I started like shaking hands and I realized that they have questions that I already have gone through. So it's like getting that, and then whenever the like the security were kicking everybody out, then I went to the founders. But I spent time just getting into like helping people because a lot of them have questions that we could help them also, not also the speakers. But anyway, I know you were talking about uh, like how to give value uh, back to a mentor. So that's something I've been asking these days. And I know you touched a little bit. You were saying keep self-improving, study them, study their past. But I want to like for you to expand a little bit more specifically on that. Like for example, you are a mentor of mine. I see Alpha Slice as a mentor of mine. Bobby Castro, Sophia. Like, how do you give back to a mentor, like somebody that you know is way ahead of you? How like expand more on that. How can I give back? Like, let's say, how can I give back to you, Albert? Like, how can I give back to Alpha? How can I give back to Bobby? How can I give back to Sophia? That's in terms of value. I know they were saying like give value, right?
Yeah.
Give value. So expand more.
Well, the main thing, the number one thing is you just have to keep getting better, because when you keep getting better, you're growing with your mentor.
Yeah.
And like a mentor, I had an older mentor, and he just stopped giving me value. And I think he just, I think maybe Driven was a conflict, and we were growing too fast, and maybe that wasn't okay for him. But regardless, I moved on, and that's why I decided to upgrade my mentor. And then Bobby, like, he was just such a giving person. He wanted to give so much without expecting anything in return. So I think what you did right now is you nailed it. Like, you were giving to the associates, to the people in the back.
Yeah.
You were giving them value because you were answering all their beginner questions that you already got answered. And so you were giving value. And there's something about giving, like when you're just a good person, ethical, and you give before without expecting to receive something, then good things start happening to you. Good things start happening to you. So for me, like, I keep getting better every day. So whenever I meet with Bobby, he's asking me like, "Hey, Albert, so how's your business?" And I'm like, "Better than ever." "How's this?" Better than ever. And so I start telling him, and he's like, he becomes interested, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing different? What have you learned? What have you?" So then I'm telling him, and he's like, "Oh, cool." Like, for example, he's way more wealthy than me, but he's interested in, like, "Albert, what are you doing with your Instagram? How are you recruiting all these people?" "Oh, you know what? I'm going on Instagram and I'm putting the events, and people want to join the company." We recruited like 4 powerful agents
After the boot camp.
from the boot camp.
Yeah.
That they were just convinced at the boot camp. They're like, "Oh my God, you guys are so inspirational. You guys are leaders. I'm in." And these agents close 15 deals a month each, times 4 a month. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of deals.
Look, I'll give you guys an example. 15 times 4 agents a month, that's 60 deals a month that we just added, times 12, that's 720 deals. Our average loan amount is 450,000. So we just added, wait a minute, 720 units times 450,000. Pretty crazy. We just added $324 million of fundings. So that's and when with them we're gonna get more. So this is value to Bobby. Bobby's asking like, "Albert, how the fuck do you do that?" And then I'm telling him stuff, and he's learning, and I'm learning from him, and we're having masterminds together. So I give him advice, he gives me advice on different things, and it's because I do my 5 hours of self-improvement. You don't have to do 5 hours. You could do 1 or 2. That's better than nothing. But at least next time I see you, Jomar, you're going to tell me, "Hey, Albert, look, I've been doing this and it's working." I learned somebody from Ramon Sotel. I got to give him some credit. I'm sure he'll watch this later. And if he doesn't, just tag him on it. But Ramon, one of those guys that comes to Driven all the time. And he's not making a ton of money yet, but I know he will. He's also a barber. And this guy told me, "Hey, try mention you on the live when you go live." And he said, "You're going to get 3 times more than people you usually get." He said, "I tried it, and I went from getting 6 people to getting like 12 people. And then I said, okay, well, let me try it. And then he said, hey, tagged you on the post and try different things. I did it and I learned something from him. And this guy, you might say, well, he's not making the type of money you're making, Albert. He doesn't have the business that you have.
But he has
information. But he has
information.
information. I learned from him. So it doesn't. You don't have to be. You don't have to be a billionaire to learn from somebody. Like I learn things from kids. So as long as you keep getting better, Jomar, 1% better every day, people like Bobby and like Sophia are gonna be intrigued to learn from you. Every time I sit down with Alpha, I learn something new. Every time I sit down with Daniel was showing me like how to check out on Facebook how many ads this person is running. And I'm like, I didn't know that. I learned from him. I learn from you all the time, Jomar. So you keep doing what you're doing and just remember, patience. Don't try to be Albert or Bobby
Be yourself.
in a year. Be yourself, start where you're at and go back 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Bobby wasn't where he's at. So just remember that it takes time and you just can't stop. When times get really hard, like I said, like I talked about at the boot camp that I wanted to jump off my balcony, things like that happen. But your mindset, you have to be like, I'm not gonna jump because a lot of lives depend on me. And you keep fighting. And sometimes that extra inch is all you need to make it through it. And then what happens once you start doing really good? Once you start doing really good, lay down. Once you start doing really
Lay
good,
down, baby. Lay down.
then you can lose that
Down,
momentum.
Chip.
So right now that Alpha Slice is making $400,000 a month plus,
Look, he wants to go get down.
it's not time for him to think he's
Good
the
boy,
Tarzan
Chip.
or the Lion King and start going like and with his cars start going to ocean over there. What is it called? Oceans Avenue, Oceans Drive in Miami, and start getting all these girls to like flirt with. No, he doesn't do that because he's ethical. He has his family, and he knows that the only thing he needs to focus on right now is never losing this momentum. So because he's doing 400, Alpha should be doing $1 million a month, not 400. That 400 is below his potential. And then once he gets to $1 million, like he needs to start focusing on $2 million a month. So it's very easy to do that. Like I know influencers that do $1 million a month just on the same type of business that Alpha Slice is doing. So remember, just keep improving 1% every day, and you're doing the right thing. Alpha's doing the right thing. Daniel's doing the right thing. I learn from you guys every single time I see you guys.
And if I can add something for you, Jomar, based on our experience, focus on production. Because him and I used to produce and obviously it takes a lot of time, like Albert just said. Don't get frustrated and just keep doing the right thing. Keep showing up. Keep working your butt off. Keep working on your mindset, your information, the type of information, who's giving you this information. And for all of you here, there is so much information out there. Just pay attention because it could be the wrong information. Albert, like we have our Driven Academy. There's so much great information there, because we're regular people just like all of you. We're all in different places at different times, but the only place that matters is where you're going. So don't get frustrated. It takes time, and you have to be committed to learning. You have to be committed to saying, you know what, I'm going to soak it all up, but most importantly, I'm going to go execute. We have every single Driven event, last year's boot camp, inside of our Driven Academy. How do they do that? drivenacademy.com.
drivenacademy.com.
And you subscribe. And it's like, think about, I always tell people, I'm like, well, what are your priorities? Because we spend so much money on stupid things that we don't need, like Starbucks coffee. If you do the math, it's a lot of money. It's way more than $67 a month. In those events, they're huge productions. There's so much information, and we, learn and keep getting better and keep growing. We keep attracting better people, not only inside of the corporate office, but loan originators. And then you just start weeding out the people that don't belong with you. It just works, but you have to be the main one that's making sure it happens.
Yeah, and the key thing that Syl said that I need to emphasize is you have to keep producing.
Yeah.
You have to keep producing. Like you're not a multi-millionaire yet. It's not time for you to be like, oh, I'm gonna be the CEO and I'm just gonna do.
No.
I'm just gonna think about the vision and I'm not gonna work. Right now, like when I was at your point, I produced. I was producing, I was being the CEO, I was being everything,
Yeah.
the manager, the employee.
No, I've always been the
everything,
manager.
everything. She was. We were busting our asses. We were both producing.
Always.
So, like for example, Daniel also that he has a business that's thriving. Like he can't stop producing. He can't be like, oh, I'm too good to produce. You got to get it in the mud and produce, originate, and bring in extra money for your business to stay healthy. Because you don't want to get lazy and be like, oh, I'm gonna give orders from another place and expect them to just grow by themselves. You got to be there and lead by example. Once you grow big enough, then your roles are going to change, but you'll know that when it happens. I'm talking about when your company is doing millions and millions of dollars a month
On
and
autopilot.
on autopilot, and you have your CFO, you got your COO, you're the CEO, you got a manager, you got generals like the Willies, the Eli's. When you're at that point, then you could take a back seat and then work even harder now. But now you have to work on bringing more people in, recruiting, promoting, going and speaking at events, but you still can't forget about your business. So right now, biggest advice for you, Jomar, is keep originating, keep closing real estate deals, and lead your team by example.
Yep.
Also, Daniel, keep working, keep originating deals. Do everything. Right now, you gotta do everything. You can't rest. You shouldn't be sleeping more than 3 hours a day.
Ay, mi amor. Ignore him. That's crazy talk. You need to sleep to recover.
Sundays.
But anyway, guys, Jomar, I hope that helps. We love you. We're here for you. Whatever you need, you could text me. Just be like, hey, Syl. If it's real estate related, you know that I have the answer. So don't hesitate to reach out ever. We're here for you.
I know. Hey, that was amazing.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Right, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow in Spanish if you guys want to join us tomorrow.
No.
But if not, we'll see you next week. And whatever you guys need, remember, I'm here. I'm a friend.
We're here for you guys.
I'm personal with you guys. Send me a DM. I'll DM you back. I answer all my DMs. And I care about you guys. So thank you for the support, and I'm here forever.
Love you
Thank
guys. Mwah.